The NBA and HBCU Classic will be taking place All-Star Weekend. Another great time, a great opportunity for a pair of HBCU schools in the MEAC to get some exposure. We're going to talk about it right after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. here with the Black Boss channel of Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, the NBA and the HBCUs are teaming together to put together an HBCU Classic between the Howard Bison and the Morgan State Bears. The Howard Bison and the Morgan State Bears. This will take place on NBA All-Star Weekend on the Saturday of All-Star Weekend. Let me go ahead and share my screen and read to you some from the press release that was given out by the NBA. It says the NBA HBCU Classic. You see the real nice graphic right there presented by AT&T. It says the NBA announced the first ever NBA HBCU Classic presented by AT&T will simulcast on TNT and ESPN2 on Saturday, February 19th at 2 p.m. as a part of the NBA All-Star 2022. The Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference matchup between Howard University and Morgan State University men's basketball teams will take place at the Woolston Center in Cleveland, Ohio, as a part of the NBA's and AT&T's respect to ongoing commitments to HBCUs. They will donate $100,000 to each school's department, $200,000 to support facility upgrades, student athlete academic resources, and health and wellness services. Coverage of the MEAC matchup will begin at 2 p.m. Eastern on TNT and ESPN2 with Stephanie Reddy, Coppin State alum, and analyst Isaiah Thomas and Stephen A. Smith. Play-by-play announcer Brian Kuster, who's an Hampton alum, will call the game alongside Brendan Haywood with Taylor Rooks reporting from the sideline. SiriusXM Radio will also carry the original broadcast of the game with play-by-play announcer Jason Jackson and analyst Rick Mahorn, who also is a Hampton alum, on the call. And you can get your tickets, all that good stuff. So this is pretty cool. I don't do a lot of HBCU basketball talk on here. I need to do more, but this is a step in the right direction because basketball on the HBCU level isn't going to get a jolt from a player. It needs to get a jolt from a coach. It doesn't have to be a Deion Sanders style coach, but they need a Deion Sanders type of coach to come in and revitalize one of these programs to get it to the level that the football is on. Because it's all it takes is one. Now, I'm not saying a Deion Sanders style coach is in you got to be a Pro Football Hall of Famer. That will help, or an NBA Hall of Famer. That would help, though. Let's not get it twisted. If they were to go out and get a big name coach to go to one of these programs, I'm not going to list a program because I'm not trying to fire their current coach, but that would give a jolt. A lot of people thought HBCU basketball would get the jolt when Maker, I want to say, the young man, he was a top 20 prospect, a 5-star. He chose to go to Howard. His season got cut short, one, because of COVID. And also, a singular player, is not going to bring your program to the forefront. There's plenty of players that go to lower level programs in the college basketball world, especially when they're high ranked players and you only expect them to be there 1 year anyway. The luxury about football that college football has over college basketball is that their players have to stay. Their players have to stay, and so we get to know their players. We know that they're going to be there long term. At least we expect them. If they play well or whatever, you expect them to be there for multiple years. And so that is going to help elevate that brand. When Coach Prime goes out and get a Travis Hunter, we know Travis, as long as Prime is there, you know what I'm saying, is going to be there for multiple years. And since football is all year round, we get coverage on these guys all the time. Whereas if Howard goes out and gets Mr. Maker, the 5-star, he's only going to be there for 6 months. And so that's why it's going to take a coach to come in and help elevate the HBCU basketball experience. We see what it's doing for the football teams. Hugh Jackson, Willie Simmons, Deion Sanders, Eddie George. All of these guys are elevating the brands that are in the SWAC or these HBCUs. And that's what it's going to take on the basketball level as well. I'm not saying that there aren't good basketball coaches at some of these HBCUs. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm talking about to get the name, notoriety. We already see that Michael B. Jordan did the Hoop Dreams Classic that paired a couple of HBCU teams, both men's and women's, against each other. TNT seems to be heavily invested in the HBCU experience, or elevating the brand of HBCU basketball. And so what's going to take the right man who is the conduit for change to come through for the basketball programs as well. We've seen what it did on the football level. It took one person in his dream and his team. Let me not say just one individual, but himself and his team, because when Coach Prime came to Jackson State, it not only changed Jackson State, it changed HBCU football, period. Because with his hiring led to the hiring of Eddie George, which led to the hiring of Hugh Jackson, which led to everybody's recruiting up. That they was like, oh, hell no. We just, because Coach Prime just went 8-0 in the SWAC. We can't keep letting them just run through us like we a soup sandwich. Run through us like that. So their recruiting elevated, whether it was Grambling, FAMU, Alabama A&M, Alcorn, everybody's recruiting elevated because they're not trying to get lapped, because they just saw, you saw Deion Sanders bringing the number one player and the number one recruiting class in all of FCS, not in all of HBCU, all of FCS. So no, we're not trying to get left in the dust. We're not trying to get dominated, because remember, his whole thing is like, I want to dominate my competition. We're not trying to get dominated. That's what these basketball programs need. They need someone that's going to be a conduit for change. I love the exposure. I love the payout that you get. And you're talking about $100,000 to your athletics departments. That matters. Like, that's a lot of money. I love the exposure. You're going to be there during NBA All-Star Weekend. You're going to have a crowd, an audience that might not normally tune into an HBCU basketball game. And all of those things are going to help. They're going to help. But it's gonna take more. And I'm thankful for what's taking place. And hopefully these programs, the exposure continues to help elevate these programs. And we see a little bit with the basketball programs that we're seeing a lot with the football programs. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Once again, my name is JeffLightsyJr. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.